All right, let's restart here with our weekly chat. I'm Andy Katz from March Madness and NCAA.com. I've got the AP poll on one side, Power 36 on the other. As I said here, remember, Power 36 on March Madness and NCAA.com. Player of the week is Grant Williams from Tennessee, and the team of the week is Purdue. At the bottom of that file that you can find at March Madness and NCAA.com, you're going to find teams that I think are in trouble. You're going to also see teams that I'm giving a shout out to. I don't want to give everything away here in this forum. You've got my backup five other players that I want to recognize, and my most significant win of the week. And this was hard to choose, but I went with the victory of Ohio State over Nebraska because Ohio State had lost 5 in a row. They were trending out of my bracket. And this was a stopgap for them. Now they can sort of reset, and you can certainly see how Ohio State should be fine. That was the kind of win they needed on the road. As for Nebraska, they're trending in the wrong direction out of the Big Ten. Indiana's trending in the wrong direction out of the Big Ten. You know, I've said for a month now that they were going to get 10 teams in. That was based on them not going through 5-game skids or 6-game skids. So, you know, that was part of the problem or something I didn't see coming, obviously. So now that that's happened, you know, it could slide back to 8. Could it be 7? I don't think so. Because everything is relative to the rest of the season. I still, at this juncture, can't see more than one team out of the A-10. Right now, it's either Davidson or George Mason. Could they both get in? I just don't see the overall resume right now. In the American, you know, could we make an argument, obviously, for 4? Certainly we could with Houston and Cincinnati, and, you know, UCF and Temple, with Memphis now playing much better basketball. The problem is UCF gets blown up by 20 by Memphis. So how far do they slide back? Temple's been a little erratic. You know, they've been in and they've been out of my bracket. In the Pac-12, Washington's playing great. Mike Hopkins is going to be guest on March Madness 365, my podcast that you can get at all these different platforms, as well as Phil Booth from Villanova. They're on a tear right now. In the Big East, you got Villanova and you got Marquette. And then everyone else has got 3 wins. 8 teams with 3 wins. How do you separate all them? Who's going to be the team that's going to be third? St. John's, crazy schedule. They're going on the road for 1 full week, where they're going this week to Creighton on, it's Fly Tuesday, Wednesday game. Then they're staying on the road to play Duke. Then they're staying on the road to play Marquette. Now, Chris Mullen looks at it like, hey, did this all the time in the pros. What's the big deal? Well, they're in college. They're younger. Let's see how they handle it. He doesn't put a lot of pressure on them, but let's see how they handle it. So, is it going to be St. John's? Is it going to be Seton Hall, which has now got drilled by Villanova and is heading in the wrong direction? Is it going to be Providence now that A.J. Reeves is back? Is it Butler? Is it Georgetown that they won at St. John's and the backcourt of Mac McClung and James Akinjo and Jesse Govan inside? Can they get on a roll? They don't have the resume, but could they win the tournament? So I can't tell you beyond 2 for sure who's going to get in out of the Big East. Big 12 is all over the map right now. That's why the Big 10 has a chance for 10. ACC, SEC, they're going to get theirs. Not get as many, but they're going to get a solid amount in that 6 to 8 range. But that's why the Big 10 has a legitimate shot. So further down in my rankings before I take some questions. High on Kentucky again now. I jumped him up to 5. AP's got him 7. Michigan State. Michigan State lost at Purdue after beating Iowa on the road and beating Maryland. They have them flipped, by the way, 5-6 in the AP poll. I would say after watching both teams in person, Michigan State's still playing better basketball right now. So I would flip those. We disagree on North Carolina a little bit. They got them higher than I do. You can't dismiss this Louisville loss that they just had like 2 weeks ago. I'm much higher in Purdue. I got them at 11. They got them at 17. I'm saying steady with Nevada and Houston. Kansas, I dropped a little further. They dropped them to 11. I got them at 16. We're both staying on Buffalo. I'm a little higher in LSU than the AP. Where do I have? Looking where I have Maryland at 20. They have Maryland at 21. I don't understand their love affair with Florida State. Yes, they beat Miami, but Florida State was reeling. I don't understand why Florida State continues to get love in the AP poll right now. Wisconsin back in, I agree with that. I would have Minnesota in there. I would have Washington. Where's Washington? Where is Washington, AP people? Why is Washington not in there? Do you not stay up late? Do you not see them? They're 7-0 in the Pac-12. Okay, the Pac-12 is not great. Why is Washington not in there? I don't get that. Baylor. Baylor's playing great right now. Where's Baylor? No Baylor. Back part of mine. Okay. Hofstra, 16 in a row, I think. Davidson right now over them. Memphis, I gave them love after a 20-point win over UCF. And Belmont, after beating Austin Peay, I think it was, and Murray State. All right. I see the questions flying by here. What do we got? What do we got here? Whoa. There's a big question here. Long question here. I don't know what you're trying to say. Preston says they're not 6 teams better than Kentucky. Excuse me, how about 4? I have 4 better right now. They have 6. Look, they're playing well right now. There's no question. Peyton wants to know how legit is Louisville. I think pretty legit because Chris Mack's doing a great job with them. Chris Alonso says, go Gonzaga, baby, go. Well, Gonzaga, I got them at number 3 in the country. They're playing great, destroying competition. How does Michigan State not drop a spot after losing and Kentucky beat 2 ranked opponents? Tyler wants to know. Well, I dropped them. I had them at 3. I dropped them to 6. I can't explain AP. Does Illinois' win over Maryland make Minnesota's loss to them look not as bad? Minnesota looked horrible in that game. Thomas says, me and the rest of us are clueless about basketball. If you're such an expert, why haven't I been coaching on any level? You know, I love these kinds of things you want to throw at me. Okay? First of all, I'm a journalist first. That's number 1. I am a journalist who covers college basketball and has for over 30 years. All right? You got me on my little soapbox here? I will get you on your soapbox. I mean, I'm going to put you below the soapbox here. You say the same thing to someone who covers, you know, the cop beat for a newspaper. Why aren't you a police officer? Well, you cover the cop beat, and you would know the law, and you would know trends in that city. You cover the courts. I expect you not to be a judge. I expect you to know the law. I know the sport. I've covered the sport for 30 years. Okay? So whether or not I coached at high school or college does not make me an expert in evaluating teams, watching the games, and so on. So there's my soapbox. You got me on that to get me. All right? Let's keep going. Brett, Wisconsin with a big jump. Yes, if you've watched them, the win over Michigan was significant. Then they followed it up with a road win at Illinois, same place that Minnesota got rocked. Okay? AJ doesn't like Gonzaga. It's too bad for you. Keenan says Purdue's 14-6, yet is ahead of 16-4 Washington. Baloney. Well, that's because of who they've played. At least I have Washington ranked. Please, Keenan. They don't even have them. Why do you put Davidson over my George Mason Patriots when we were in the first place in the A10? Actually, John, they're tied in the loss column. And I thought Davidson has better wins overall in the league at this juncture as they just won at St. Louis. So I actually debated that, John. I debated going Mason-Davidson. So I did think about that. I was going to put one of them in there. Ryan wants to know, could Marquette crack the top 5? They're 12 now. They're 10 in the AP. Well, look, if they beat Villanova once or twice, sure. Hey, Nevada love, let me tell you, go to our website right now, ncaa.com, and on our March Madness to find the feature that our outstanding Turner Sports video team, in this instance, it was our producer, Callie Frank, did an outstanding job with the Martin twin feature, Caleb and Cody Martin. It's great. Get a chance to really understand those two and what they could do for Nevada. I really like that one. Travis wants to know, is Purdue's team better than last year? No, I wouldn't say they're better. That team was more experienced. That team was deeper. I would have loved to see what happened if Haas did not get hurt, if they had the combination of Haas and Matt Harms. Matt Harms, we figured out in watching, obviously Matt Painter has figured this out in coaching him, is much better when he's coming off the bench. Gives him great energy when he's coming off the bench. So I think, he's doing a great job. Santini says, hi from Puerto Rico. Go Boilers. Hey, hope everything's going well down there. Hope that you've rebuilt and that you're safe and everything is heading in the right direction for Puerto Rico. Thanks for checking in with us. How far will Cincinnati go, in your opinion? Joe McCabe asked. By the way, I loved when I covered the Puerto Rican tournaments down in San Juan. How far will Cincinnati go? I don't know. They're kind of an interesting team. They've gotten really no national pub right now, even though they destroyed UCLA. So I think they could get to the second round. I don't see them as a Sweet 16 this year. Jay says, my ranking of Villanova is right on. This is the formula he has used. So let's look. I have Villanova at 9. They have Villanova at 14. I feel pretty good about that. Nathan says Michigan State also lost to Kansas and Louisville. That is true. And that was early in the season. I do still think Michigan State is playing better than Kansas right now. So that's all fair game. How far do I think St. John's will go, asks Bray. Well, the Red Storm, as I mentioned, I watched them against Georgetown Sunday at the Garden, and they had multiple chances to win that game. They couldn't convert. Shimori did not have a great game. They were a little erratic and didn't take care of the basketball, too many turnovers. I thought Georgetown kind of popped them a little, and they weren't ready. And then they made their run, and then their decision-making and their shot selection wasn't great down the stretch. Cassius says Carolina's going to win it. Be surprised. If I could rewrite the top 10 this season, what would I do, says Carrie. Well, if you mean from the beginning of the season, it's funny you say that because I don't have it in front of me. But I think it's starting to look, well, the one team I did not have in the top 10 at the beginning of the season, no question, I did not have Michigan or Villanova in looking at my top 10 right now. I had North Carolina in there, I had Kansas. Those are probably the two that I would swap out from my top 10 in the preseason without remembering it. So, does Kansas State have the tools for a good tourney run, says Sherry Brown. They got to score. That's been their problem. When they don't score, that's when they get into trouble. So offensively, those are their issues. Benjamin, how about Minnesota? I've been bullish on the Gophers. When they're good, they are very good. When they're bad, it goes south. Point guard play and leadership is their issue. They've got good front court leadership. Dupree McBrayer has been sensational for them. Isaiah Washington a little erratic. If they can get good guard play, I think they can go to the Sweet 16. Patrick, are the Sun Devils on the bubble or not even considered anymore? No, they were my first 4 out, I believe. Then they lost again over the weekend. Here's the deal with ASU. ASU still has the best win in the non-conference of the Pac-12, that win over Kansas. No one else is going to get a better win than that. So, unfortunately, they may have to win the tournament because of what's happened in the league. Ron doesn't like that I ranked Michigan behind Gonzaga right now. I'll tell you why I did that, Ron. I did that because of Michigan's loss at Wisconsin. When they lost to Wisconsin, Wisconsin was not playing well. Also, I was there. They had to get a buzzer beater to beat Minnesota. And, Gonzaga still ultimately has a better win than Michigan by beating Duke on a neutral. So that helps them, obviously. But I just think right now they're playing better than Michigan. I know the record is not equal to it. But when you get to the, 3-7, 3-6 range, there's not much difference. Dage wants to know if John Morant was in a Power 5 conference, would he still be looked at as one of the best in college? I don't see why not. When he gets to the NBA, he's going to be looked at, as one of the best rookies, and they're not going to remember where he went to school, so it won't matter. And by the way, I'm going to be talking to him this afternoon for you guys on a Skype session, so you will hear from John Morant. And maybe we'll ask him something like that. All right, one more. Everyone wants to know my Final Four right now. All right, I'm going to go with Tennessee, Michigan State, Gonzaga, and Virginia. Ooh, stir the pot. Stir the pot. Pot stir with no Duke, Kentucky for now, or Michigan. But they all can get there. And Nevada. They can all get there. But that's just today. That's the last Monday in January that I'm just stirring it a little. Just a little. Just stirring it a little. All right. Listen, everyone. I appreciate you. Remember, go to NCAA.com. Go to our March Madness social media handles. We got a lot more coming this afternoon over the next couple of days. For whatever reason, it just quit on us. I will be in studio at Big Ten Network in the midweek. But just watch for all our content, certainly over the next week or so. Our next bracket, by the way, will be after the top 16 reveal, or around that time, I should say. So that is the week of February 7th, or that weekend. So not this weekend with the Super Bowl, the next week, and then we're coming at you every week with a bracket. All right? Thanks for watching this chat session. Sorry we were a little jumbled, and I had to just deal with something real quick where I could see something off screen that I had to just tend to real quickly here. So anyway, all good, and we will chat again next week. Thanks for watching, and continue to read and digest all our stuff.